Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, bundleshairca. I'm so excited to bring you guys some of my most requested, most popular content on my channel, cooking videos. Today we are making one of my favorite foods. Of course, it's from my home country of Jamaica. We are making some fried dumplings. So what you're going to need is a large mixing bowl, and you're going to need some butter. I believe it's not butter, which is margarine, some canola oil, baking powder, of course salt, baking soda, and of course some all-purpose flour, white all-purpose flour, bleached. So I also have a measuring cup, which is very important. Now, I don't know the exact serving of this meal because I recorded this so long ago, but of course make as much as you feel like you're gonna eat. Of course I make a lot because I do store it in my fridge for later. Most people do say the dumplings don't do so well in the refrigerator or storing it for later. However, I put mine in the fridge and they don't turn hard and stale. So right now I have 6 full cups of about 5 to 6 cups of all-purpose flour, and then after I do have some table salt. This is sea salt. So I'm taking a full tablespoon and I'm adding a bit of salt to the flour mixture. So I've got this is about 3 tablespoons of salt. And then, of course, I have some, I can't believe it's not butter, margarine. So I have 1 full tablespoon of margarine. I'm adding in butter or margarine. Of course, I don't have butter right now. But I do have margarine, which is, I believe, a little bit lower cholesterol. But the reason I'm adding in butter is it just makes the dough a lot more flaky. It's not necessary to this recipe. However, it does add a little bit more of a golden, crispier look to the dumplings, but it's optional. There's so many different recipes for fried dumpling, and I'm gonna let you know it goes best with my favorite dish, which is also the national dish of Jamaica. It is ackee and saltfish. So it's my favorite food. It's a breakfast staple. I know I promised you guys I would come back with even more recipes, and this is one that I'm so happy to share because I literally make this all the time because it's my favorite food. It does take a lot of time, but it's mostly prep time. So you can cook this meal, of course, in under 45 minutes if you're really aggressive about it, but the prep time is going to take you a lot longer. So this is another simple recipe for my channel, and you are going to love the taste of this meal. It is my favorite meal, and like I said, it's the national dish of Jamaica, ackee and saltfish. And also, ackee is a fruit that grows and comes from Africa. I'm not sure what country it comes from. However, it does grow in Africa. So, okay, guys, here is the fun part. Now we get to assemble our dumplings and put it in some hot oil. Yeah, so you just basically have to mix the dough with water. I can't remember how much water, but ideally you want to make the dough as soft enough as you can roll it. However, if it gets way too moist, you have to add a lot of flour so it's dry enough so you can roll it. If you don't, it'll get stuck to your hands, and you actually have to roll it with your hands so it does get sticky if the dough is too moist. So add water is needed, but yeah, you have to roll it with your hands, in your hands. There are a lot of different shapes for fried dumplings, but I like mine in a thick circle. Sometimes people make them small or in different shapes, but my preferred shape is a big round ball. So now I added the pot to a stove, and then I just carefully place the unfried dough into the pot. Yeah, so here's an example of me rolling the dough together. Just make sure you don't heat your oil up. I wouldn't recommend a deep fryer either. I've tested this recipe so many times, but if the oil is too hot, it's not going to cook properly. And if the oil is not hot enough, you're going to have to wait a really long time until it's cooked. So just don't heat up your oil too much, because there's such a thing as oil that's too hot, and don't cook it in the deep fryer. But with that being said, you can roll it with your hands and carefully place it into the oil, because oil is very, very, very hot and you will burn your skin. So yeah, carefully place the dough into the hot oil, and make sure you don't put them too close together or they will stick together. So, and of course you want to put a lot of oil. So that's the one downside to cooking this, is crazy amount of oil, and oil is kind of hard to reuse. I know a lot of people save their oil for later, but this has to be completely submerged in oil. And if you make enough of these dumplings, you'll probably go through an entire bottle of whatever oil you use. My favorite oil is vegetable oil, but of course I believe this is all canola oil or vegetable oil. So yeah, you're gonna go through a lot of oil cooking this much dumplings, so just make sure you have enough oil for this. Other than that, you want to submerge your your dough in the oil, in the hot oil, because it has to cook from top to bottom, or you're gonna have to turn it over. So make sure you fill your pot with oil, and like I advised, make sure it's not too hot or your dumplings are not gonna cook properly. And yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle with the cooking. However, if done right, you'll have some really tasty fried dumplings. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you how long you have to cook the dumplings for, but they do tell you to put a fork in it, and if you place the fork all the way through the fried dumpling and you take it out and it's soft in the middle with the dough on it, uncooked dough, then it's obviously not cooked, and if the oil's too hot, it's going to burn. So yeah, definitely, there's no set time, but just make sure you're not burning your fried dumplings, and take my advice on submerging it in oil. Okie dokie, so this is the finished product, a Jamaican staple, golden fried as I described, crispy. So this is what it looks like. This is the first one. I'm assuming it's cooked. It is in a circle, like I told you, and of course it is golden. I want to be honest with you, on every video I kind of turn up the saturation just to really enhance the way the color looks on the video, because I personally think that videos are extremely dull. However, this is not colorized in any way, so I don't know. Anyways, that being said, this is what the dumpling looks like. It is golden. It is pretty flaky. I mean, that's in part due to, I'm assuming, the baking soda and baking powder. But yeah, so I just took it out with a fork. Of course, you can use anything that's metal that won't melt in hot oil. So yeah, that's about it. So when your dumplings are fully cooked, I mean, I did make a huge batch of them. So I believe this made about, 12 to 13 fried dumplings. It's either 8 to 12 dumplings, depending on how large you make them. But yeah, I'm putting them in about 4 or 5 at a time. And I don't know, I eat about 3 with my ackee and saltfish. And I will show, this is just one video of how to make fried dumplings, but I will show you how the entire meal looks hopefully when this video is done. So yeah, I'll show you what the meal looks like and what to serve this with home whenever you're really hungry for a delicious Jamaican breakfast. Yeah, this is considered a breakfast in Jamaica. I know people have been really curious about what ackee is, as it is one of the only fruits that I know specifically come from Africa, but it is a fruit. It does come with a seed that is poisonous, so I usually buy it out of a can. So it comes canned, usually from, I don't know, the international food aisle or a Jamaican food store, but it is from Africa, one of the very few fruits or vegetables that I know specifically grow in Africa. So it is poisonous if you eat the seeds, but don't worry, it is completely safe to eat because you remove the seed and you just eat the flesh. It's a fruit, that's for sure. It is a fruit, but it doesn't necessarily taste like a fruit. Most people say it tastes and feels similar to eggs. So a lot of people think that eggs and ackee are the same thing because they look alike. They're not. But yeah, it is the national dish of Jamaica, and it's normally served for breakfast. It's more common as a breakfast food in Caribbean households, especially Jamaican households, but it is like one of my favorite foods specifically from Jamaica. So I eat this and I make this a lot, which is why I learned this recipe, and it tastes best to me with fried dumplings. So I will show you what the entire meal looks like when this video is done, and I do recommend you giving it a try, but I do want to let you know I sometimes even eat it for lunch and for dinner for reasons unknown, but it's considered a breakfast food. So yeah, if you want to try out a really strange and unique food, I guess would be the one to give a try. Under 20 minutes, including prep time, and I'm really excited for you guys to try this one out. And I think you will like it, but you might not. And I know you guys are gonna say my kitchen is really dirty, especially the stovetop, but just ignore that. And yeah, so I just put them into a little container. Of course, I have these stored Tupperware, about 3 Tupperwares, and yeah, I stored all of them. So like I said, it made about, I don't know, like 12 to 13, and I did tell you guys the portion sizes to make this much, and I did put it in the fridge in a sealed container. So yeah, if you guys think your dumplings are stale, I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, this is the finished product. Fried Jamaican dumplings, a Jamaican staple. So this is the recipe, really simple. And yeah, of course I had to serve it with a bev. I did tell you guys I have a slight addiction to carbonated drinks, so I would imagine they live together, not when they step to me. She grew up in the house with both sides, so there's hope for her. You get what I'm saying? You see that she's a pretty girl, so motherfuckers at her all the time. She stands out at her art, but she actually should be able to make money doing it. So remember that now, when you start you have to, and I say it takes 2 years to vet who you want to be with. She might be something like a girl. show you the full meal. And yeah, so this is some grape soda, which is just, and that's the whole meal. All right, thank you guys for watching my channel. Comment, like, subscribe. I would tell you how this tastes, but you guys are gonna have to click subscribe and then wait for my next video, which is going to be my next food post, which is hopefully the rest of this entire meal with the ackee and saltfish as well. And I guess you guys are gonna have to wait for the saltfish video and the ackee video to find out what it tastes like. All right, peace, and thank you guys for watching.
They don't get no space for each other. They don't get no time for each other. You either run into one side of the family or you either run into the other side of the family. But either way, you don't get no space. That's another reason why I don't see myself marrying into any relationship. Because I don't do the whole spending my money on your family and watching your family and everything is gonna be around them. No. I'm not ready for your family right now. Back in the old days, that shit would work. But daddy had money, mommy came from a wealthy family, daddy had some money. You would want to get into a relationship because it's financially stable. Today's generation, with after these young women don't got shit, they're broke. The family curse runs deep. Grandma ain't leaving shit when she got out. And then on top of that, they expect you to come in and be the breadwinner. Nah. I do that shit for myself. I do that shit for myself. We can live together until the shit don't work no more. I'm not making your family rich so that they can sit you down one day and tell you to take all my shit and watch me end up on the streets.
So now that one of the dumplings are cooked, it's exactly
This program is available in described video for the visually impaired.
The correct answer is 18. Not
Oh yeah. This program is available in described video for the visually impaired.
the correct answer is 18. Not Tim? Is everything okay? Oh, that jelly's not sitting right. You want to play TikTok? No.
Today I am drinking PC's grape drink. Always gotta serve it with a bev. Yeah, so I'm really excited to